Hey folks, Sam from SK Coffee here, and I wanted to put together a small little video explaining our 4 flavor categories. I don't want to take for granted that you all know that we roast entirely single origin coffee, largely microlots. Now, what we do that I think is unique is that we categorize them in 4 flavor categories. So obviously every coffee has its own perspective, which is why we do what we do, right? However, what we find is it's almost more liberating to be able to kind of funnel you into these 4 flavor categories: smooth, sweet, bold, and unique, right? So what do these mean? Okay, smooth, let's start with this. Could be from any origin, frankly. We have had a lot of Colombians, Guatemalans, stuff from El Salvador, Honduras. Largely, you can kind of tell, kind of Central South America. Now, that's a different conversation. But the basic profile of smooth is that kind of nutty, milk chocolatey, and by nutty I also mean like more creamy nutty, so nut butters, let's say, okay? So that nutty, smooth, easy palate, that's gonna be our smooth coffee. From within that flavor category now, I like smooth coffees. Okay, well guess what? This Guatemalan from Huehuetenango gonna have praline notes, fudge, thick fudge, but still kind of light brown sweetness to that smooth category. But that's gonna be way different than some of the smooth category Colombians that we've had. And even within an origin, those specific profiles vary. Moving on, sweet. This has kind of a wide net of sweeter notes, right? So slightly more acidic. But that could be tea-like. So this Ethiopian, for example, has a little bit more tea-like sweetness. So think pink, purple sweet. But we've had a cool Colombian, and we still have it, that think more like caramel color, brown sweetness. So yeah, caramel. A little bit more buttery milk chocolate. Think that like really creamy, like Icelandic chocolate, okay? So that's a sweet category. Bold, while we don't roast dark, really for any of our coffees, this is a category that's kind of reserved for those profiles. So we accomplish bolder coffees through the profiles themselves. Dark roast lovers tend to enjoy that heavier body, bolder flavors, right? So that's where we're finding that medium for those folks. It's gonna lack some of the dark roast body that you get with a Vienna roast or a French roast, but the profiles are definitely there. This Peruvian, for example, has almost like a bright citrus bite to it, which is really fun. But also think dark chocolate, kind of raw nuts possibly, or like a more heavy nut flavor, okay? That's bold. Unique, this is kind of more of a catch-all in a way, but this is reserved for coffees that have some kind of interesting slant or shade of possibly one of these 3. Typically we put our natural processy coffee in there. So like our natural Guatemalan from Lake Atitlan, Ihats Cooperative, that is in our unique category. We've also put pea berries in our unique category because it's something a little special. Pea berries are a different conversation, but we're highlighting the agricultural interest of the pea berry by putting it in the unique category. This Papua New Guinea, I find that it has a really interesting kind of similar to our Democratic Republic of the Congo coffee that we've had in here. These sort of like jammy and peppery kind of spicy notes interlocked. Very unique, interesting interplay of profiles. So that's unique. So as I said, just to recap, very simple: smooth, sweet, bold, unique. But within each of these categories, endless possibilities for these farms, specific farmers, specific varieties within here, or regional specific. Most of these are from cooperatives, with the exception of this Ethiopian. But each one of these coffees within their profile, smooth, sweet, bold, unique, have their own individualistic perspective or individual perspective on that profile and on coffee in general. So it's just a really nice way for us to help kind of filter you and guide you in your own preferences, or I was going to say preferential, but your own preferences, right? So that's how we are starting this coffee journey with you. We're really excited to keep bringing new and interesting and fun profiles within each of these flavor categories.